Book, brought to you by the North Carolina Farm Bureau, Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, and Goodness Grows in North Carolina.
If you're a chocolate lover like I am, I have a great recipe. I'm Chef Shirle, and I'm going to show you how to make a great mole spiced pork chop. To get started, we're going to make a rub first, and how we're going to do that is to use some brown sugar, which is going to add sweetness, some cumin, which is a traditional Mexican spice, some smoked paprika, which you all know is my favorite spice, some smoked jalapenos, which are chipotle peppers. Add that in there. And then we're going to add in our chocolate. And this is unsweetened cocoa powder. And this is not going to make the pork chop taste like a chocolate pork chop. It's going to give it a lot of depth and a lot of intensity. And this is really, really wonderful. Now we're going to go to our pork chops. And you always want to season every piece of meat that you ever work with. And put salt and pepper on it. And then we're going to take our rub and just sprinkle this on, and then we want to rub it into the pork. And this, being different than a marinade would absorb into the meat. This makes a really nice crust on the meat when you're searing it, which is what we're going to do. We're going to cook our pork chops for about 3 minutes on each side. And you want to just keep an eye on these because they do have sugar and chocolate in them. So the sugars will caramelize and really get a crust on these guys, so just keep an eye on them. Now while our chops are cooking, I want to talk to you about some peppers. These are the smoked jalapenos, which are also called chipotles, and these are smoked habaneros. Now if you really want things hot, use these guys because they are so amazingly hot, it's unbelievable. Now you can either take these, put them in a mortar and pestle, smash them up, and make a powder out of them that way. Or to go the easy route, you could definitely go get a food processor or a food mill and put them in that and just zap them with that and pulverize them. And that's much easier. Now you know your pork chops are done when they have this beautiful brown color to them. And these are perfect right now. I'm going to serve these with some sweet potatoes and a corn salsa. And that is another recipe for your Carolina Cookbook. I'm Chef Shirle. Try it today.
Thank you for selecting News 14 Carolina Cooking on Demand. And now, here's a recipe for your Carolina Cookbook, sponsored by Goodness Grows in North Carolina and the North Carolina Egg Association.
The holiday party season is upon us, and what better dish to bring than deviled eggs? Hi, I'm Chef Shirle, and today I'm going to show you how to kick up the average deviled egg recipe. We're going to start with our classic with a twist. We have our egg yolks already mashed up in our bowl. To that, we're going to add our mayonnaise. And then we are going to add in our mustard, which has horseradish in it, which makes it kicked up. And then we're going to add our sugar, and we are going to add in our rice wine vinegar, which is another twist to this recipe because it's an Asian vinegar. A bit of salt and pepper, and then we're going to give this a stir, incorporate all these ingredients together, and then we're going to stuff our egg. Now you might notice on the bottom of my plate here, I have some kosher salt. And if you don't have one of those nifty egg holders, one of the plates that holds all the eggs, then you can just sprinkle salt in the bottom and it seasons your egg and it also holds the egg in place, which is just perfect. And we're gonna pop these guys in here and set them on the plate. Our next one is our smoky deviled eggs, and I already have our egg yolks and our mayonnaise, and to this I'm going to add in our sweet gherkins, parsley, and our scallions, our mustard, and you can use any kind of mustard you'd like. I mean, if you want to kick it up, you can add some, horseradish mustard, and then to this I'm going to add in our smoked paprika, and we're going to give this a stir, and then we're going to fill our eggs. Last but not least, we're going to do our curried deviled eggs, and I already have mayonnaise and our egg yolks and a bit of egg whites in here to give it a little chunk. And to that we're going to add our scallions and we're going to add our curry powder. And I'm using mild curry powder, but you could use hot curry powder if you really want to kick it up. We're going to give this a stir and fill our eggs, and that's a little trip to India. We've dusted our curried eggs with a bit more curry powder. We've dusted our smoky paprika with some more smoky paprika, and I'm dusting these classic ones with some parsley. And that is 3 quick and easy egg recipes for your Carolina Cookbook. I'm Chef Shirle. Try them today.
Center, I'm Shirley Min.
Teenage pregnancy rates are up in North Carolina, and state officials...
Your Carolina Cookbook, Brought to you by the North Carolina Farm Bureau, Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, and Goodness Grows in North Carolina.
This may look like a crazy vegetable, but I'm going to put it to good use today. Hi, I'm Chef Shirle, and I'm going to be making roasted root vegetables featuring fennel with cumin-crusted catfish. We're going to start with our fennel. Now, fennel is a bulb, and it's kind of related to celery, but it tastes like licorice. But when you roast it, it doesn't taste like licorice at all. It gets really, really sweet. Now, we're going to add this in with our other veggies that I found at the farmer's market. There's carrots and potato and sweet potato and onion. We're going to put a little bit of salt and pepper and our rosemary, our garlic, and our olive oil. And we're just going to give this a toss. And then we're going to lay it out on a baking sheet and put it in the oven at 350 degrees for about 20 to 30 minutes. To start with the catfish, I've taken cumin and I've put it in a pan with no oil and dry roasted it, so it got really, really dark. And we do this because you want the flavors to get nutty, and it releases the oils and it tastes much better. And you can see when we started with the cumin, it was this color and it got that brown. So now we're going to take this over here and we're going to rub our fish with this on both sides. To a very hot pan, I've added in olive oil, and we are going to sear these fish on each side for about a minute. Now, after you've gotten them seared on both sides, I'm going to show you a trick, because we're going to put this pan in the oven. So if you have a plastic handle, just wrap it in some foil, and then you can place this in the oven for about 5 minutes to finish the fish off. Serve up your veggies with your catfish, and you have a perfect fall meal that is super healthy. And that's 2 recipes made in under 30 minutes. Try it today. I'm Chef Shirle.
And now, a recipe for your Carolina Cookbook, brought to you by the North Carolina Farm Bureau, Southern Farm Bureau Life Insurance Company, and Goodness Grows in North Carolina.
Hi, I'm Chef Shirle, and today I'm going to show you how to make a great sweet potato pie. And if you're watching your weight, with the holidays coming up, I have a really great low-cal side dish. I've already taken our sweet potatoes, peeled, cut them, and boiled them, drained them, and now here they sit in the bowl. To this, we're going to add in our evaporated milk, and I'm using fat-free just to cut some of the calories. We're going to add in our eggs, and I've already put some vanilla extract in there. You could add in some almond extract, which would be awesome. We're going to add in lemon zest, cinnamon, nutmeg, salt, and our sugar. And then you can put this in a food processor to mix it up, or you can use a stick mixer like I'm going to use. I've taken the sweet potato mixture and put it into 2 pie shells. Now we've dusted it with cinnamon. We're going to put it in the oven for about 40 minutes at 375 degrees. Now we're going to come over here and make a low-cal sweet potato souffle. And in the bowl, I already have sweet potatoes that I've cut and boiled, cleaned, added salt and pepper, and to this we're going to add in 2 tablespoons of butter and about a cup of orange juice. Mix this in, and then you can either put it in a food processor or use a stick mixer, which is what I'm going to use. We're going to pour this souffle into a dish that has been sprayed with oil, and we're going to pop this in the oven 375 degrees for about 20 minutes, and you can put that in right next to your pies. Now, if you're not a sweet potato fan, you could use any of the squashes, turban squash, butternut squash, acorn squash, or even pumpkin. Did you know that North Carolina is the leading producer of sweet potatoes in this country? We produce almost half of all the sweet potatoes sold in the United States. Now, that's a good reason to use up sweet potatoes in this wonderful dessert and this low-cal side dish. I'm Chef Shirle.